Shalom, Israel, and all the 12 tribes out there. What's going on? It's your boy, TikTok Israel, because time is short. Time is short, people, for us to up our knowledge, you know. That's one of the main things out here, is to up your knowledge, you know. And people, they seem to be satisfied with just getting their nationality back on. But Christ specifically told you, watch out for the abomination of desolation. Specific instructions right there. So, that's what this video is all about, the abomination of desolation. It's crazy that I even got to do this, because from my knowledge, most of the street preachers out there, they all got it wrong, flat out. They just all got it wrong. They all think it happened in 70 AD. And some of them think Antiochus, it was him. But what people don't realize is that this abomination of desolation is end time prophecy, okay? That when this man, because he's a man who Christ told us to look for, when he stand in the holy place, guess what? That 3.5 years of great tribulation has just begun. And brother's talking about 2,000 years ago. So you trying to tell me 2,000 years ago they considered that the end time? I hate to consider what they really think the end time is, how far along they think we got to go, because it's just not adding up with what they're teaching. So I hope y'all already know the abomination of desolation and who this man is that Christ told us to look for, specifically who he told us to look for. And if you don't know, well, you're going to learn today. All right, peoples. Let's start off at Matthew's, the 24th chapter. Matthew's 24. Verse 1. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall be thrown down. Boom, right there. Now, what is Christ talking about right there when they saw him in the temple? 70 AD, okay? When Titus and the Gentile Roman army, who is not Esau, he's the Gentiles, two completely different people, when they destroyed the temple, okay? Not the abomination of desolation. No, not. Verse 3. As he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of the coming and the end of the world? Simple as that. Verse 3. Now we are talking about the end of the world and getting to the abomination of desolation, who's going to be set up at the end. Okay, now we are talking about it. The verse just before, when he said the temple was going to be gone, all right, that was in 70 AD. Now we are talking about the end, people. So that's clear right there. That's just clear. Verse 4. And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows. And then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Verse 15. When ye shall therefore see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let him which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which be on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that with our child, and to them that give suckle in those days. But pray that your flight is neither in the winter nor on the Sabbath. Christ told us when his guys step in the holy place, pray that your flight is not in the winter nor the Sabbath. Okay, this happened in 70 AD when we was in Jerusalem. Why would we worry about the winter? Okay, this talking about when we are scattered on the four corners of the earth, and it's cold where we at. All right, you better hope it don't pop off in the wintertime. So that's another clue. Verse 21. Verse 21. For then shall be great tribulations. So when the abomination of desolation stand in the holy place, verse 21 says it's going to be the great tribulation. This is so clear, man. This is so clear. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not seen since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So we know that when a great tribulation pop off, it's going to be crazy, like as it never was on the earth. It's going to be crazy. People are going to be dying left and right. Okay, verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the power of earth shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in his clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So verse 29, it says, immediately after the tribulation. So we already got established that when the abomination and desolation stand in the holy place, then there going to be great tribulations such as was never seen before. And then immediately after the tribulation, Christ is going to come, and he's going to take them out. All right? Simple, people, simple. So verse 15, Christ said, go to Daniel and see who this guy is, because Daniel spoke about him. And all you street prophets out there, we got next House of Israel, church, the Gathering of Christ Church. Who else? GMS. Y'all got it wrong, man. Simple as that. Y'all got it wrong. Y'all, and the crazy thing about it is, even if you consider yourself an elder, all the people that I've seen with this knowledge of the abomination and desolation, first of all, I got it from the old school cats, like old, you know what I'm saying? Not the elders in the camps. I'm talking about these brothers is old, all right? With that knowledge. They probably knew they was Israelites since they was 8, 12 years old or something. And another thing is, the Gentiles know. The white man Gentiles, they even know who the abomination and desolation is. I'm going to see if I can put some links up. But even the white man is talking about it. So why don't the brothers in the truth know who this man is and who Christ specifically told us to look for? So, yeah, man, let's go to Daniel's verse 1 through 8. Daniel's chapter 7, verse 1 through 8. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matter. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of heaven strode upon the great sea, and the four beasts came up from the sea, diverse from one another. The first was like a lion, and his head had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. And behold, another beast. Okay, so this first beast is simply the Babylonian Empire. Verse 5. And behold, another beast, a second like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, Arise, devour much flesh. Verse 6. Okay, that empire right there was the Babylonian. I think it was the Medo-Persians. The Medo-Persians. Yeah, the Medo-Persians. I believe so. If not, I'll correct it later, but I believe it was them. And verse 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of his 4 wings of a flower. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given unto him. Yeah, that's it. And verse 6, alright, this is the Greek Empire, okay? The Greek Empire with Alexander the Great, and he died early, and his kingdom was split into 4 of his top 4 generals, and they went their ways. So that was verse 6. In verse 7, after this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly. And it had great iron teeth, and it devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the other beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. Now this is Babylon the Great right here. Couldn't even describe a beast's name for it. I considered the horns, and beheld there came up another little horn, before whom there were 3, and 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots, and behold, in this horn were the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. So, the eyes of a man and a mouth speaking great things, I believe. They said that was the little horn all about. And the little horn is the Abomination of Desolation, speaking great things, which is a man. Okay, people, it's a man. Verse 15 through 25. I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the vision of my head troubled me. I came near unto one of them that stood by, and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me, and made me to know the interpretation of these things. These great beasts which are 4 are the 4 kings which shall rise out of the earth. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever. Amen. Then I will know the truth of the 4th beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceedingly dreadful, whose teeth was like iron, and his nails of brass, was devoured, breaking pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet. And of the 10 horns that were that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even that of iron that had eyes, and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more snout than his fellows. I behold, the same horn made war with the saints, and prevailed against the saints. So that same little horn is coming for you saints until the Ancient of Days came. Now, it just said the same horn is going to make war with the saints. Don't we know by now that in the great tribulation period, that they coming for the people who keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Christ, because those are the people who got the truth, because this abomination of desolation is going to be a big liar. And if you a big liar, you can't have people running around with the truth just blurting it out, so you got to come for them. So you can set your kingdom up. So once again, verse 22, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came to the saints to possess the kingdom. So this is the tribulation period, until the Ancient of Days came. Who was the Ancient of Days came? That's Christ, because we already established that Christ was going to take them out. 23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break in pieces. And the 10 horns out of his kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. Now, these 3 kings were 3 former European nations that didn't agree with this abomination of desolation back in the day. So those 3 kings fell. And they was gone. You don't hear about them no more in the European nation. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given unto him for times and a half. Now, alright, if y'all don't know by now, and y'all just wondering, okay, TikTok, who is he? Who is the Abomination of Desolation? The Abomination of Desolation is clearly the Pope, okay? If you don't know this by now, then you learn today, alright? You know now. Now let's reread 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. Now, times and laws. First of all, God said day begins and ends with the sunset and sunrise. But no, this dude said 12:01. That's a new day. And God said keep the Sabbath day holy. He said no, we gonna worship on Sunday, the first day of the week. And so that's a couple things he changed. And shall be given until a times and a half. So what is that? The tribulation period. 3.5 years. Simple as that. 3.5 years. Simple as that. Now let's go to chapter 8, 9 through 11. And out of one of those came forth a little horn, which waxed exceedingly great towards the south, and towards the east, and towards the pleasant land. Pleasant land, ain't that when you step in the pleasant land? And it was waxed great even to the host of heavens, and came down it waxed great even to the host of heaven, and it cast down some of the hosts and of the stars to the ground, and stamped upon them. Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down. Now, the daily sacrifice was taken away. What is that all about? When he stands in the holy place, best believe that new temple is going to be back up, okay? That third temple, the so-called Jewish people, they is going to rebuild that third temple, and they going to start sacrificing animals to it. And then the Pope is going to come over there and say, stop, you ain't got to sacrifice animals because I'm Christ, I'm back. And he's going to sit in the temple. And he gonna do a lot of killing. So just Google it, man. Third temple. Third temple is going up, people. And the Abomination of Desolation is the Pope. Another thing I gotta say real quick. You got brothers out there, even brothers in the truth, talking about we can be raptured off any day now. And we can be restored any day. That's similar to the Christians' doctrines. if you don't know the Abomination of Desolation and the wilderness lessons, then you have no clue of the end time prophecies, because you must know that them Edomites got to build the temple back up, okay? And that process takes at least a year to start building. And they've been preparing, from my knowledge that I know of, since the 80s, okay? They got little kids over there practicing the daily sacrifices. They already put the model up for the temple. The model is done. They set it up. Now it's just a wait for the official temple. You got the Ishmaelites over there standing in their way, and we all know what that's about. But yeah, y'all must understand this Abomination of Desolation if you want to understand any end time prophecies. That third temple must go back up, and the Pope must set foot in it. Okay? All right? You got it? Keep listening. Daniel chapter 8, verse 17. So he came near where I stood, and when he came, I was afraid, and I fell upon my face, and he said unto me, Understand, O son of man, for at the time of the end shall be the vision. Simple as that, people. That's clear as day. Christ told us, first of all, the disciple asked Christ, when shall be the end time? He said, go read about Daniel. Who we reading about now? The Abomination of Desolation that Christ said to go look for, which is the Pope. And verse 12 said, this is going to be at the end time. Now, 70 AD, 2,000 years ago, wasn't the end time, if you ask me. But go ask some of them street preachers out there. They'll tell you, oh, yeah, 2,000 years. That ain't nothing. But, yeah, people, let's go to the book of Revelations for a moment. And let's really point the finger at this guy. Revelations chapter 17. Revelation chapter 17, 1 through 9. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven bells, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Okay, let's break that down. Let's jump to verse 15. And he said unto me, The waters which thou sittest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples, and multitudes, and nations, and tongues. Now ask yourself, this whore, her doctrine is freaking everywhere. Alright? So ask yourself, who could that be? Who spread lies around the whole world? Verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Now this whore got everybody on earth drunk, just wasted. Now, once again, you got to keep asking yourself, who could this be? All right, who came over to the Americas and shoved Christianity down their throat and killed them if they didn't worship that white Christ? Same thing with Africa. I saw a map of Africa in 1919, and 90% of Africa in 1919 was controlled by Europe, okay? And they calling themselves trying to colonize people. But if you go to the inside the deepest jungles of Africa, what will you find? you will find a Christian cross on their neck, because they recently got their independence, like in the 50s and 60s, those countries over there from Europe. But guess what? They still drunk. They still wasted. And same thing with the Aborigines of Australia. Yeah, the British. The British got them drunk. And shoved the Christianity down their throat. So you got America, you got Africa, you got Australia. What other lands? I seen something on TV where they had a Chinese preacher, you know, that public access stuff. He was speaking English the best he can, reading the Bible, but and all his congregations in China somewhere. So best believe they got Christian churches in China. Could have been the Philippines. I don't know. They look all the same to me. But verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and piercing stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornications. And upon her head was given, verse 5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. So, yeah, she's the worst. She's the worst. Verse 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. So once again, people, in this great tribulation, see coming for y'all with the truth. Because y'all know everything but the understanding of the abomination of desolation. So you don't know when to flee when she set or he set foot in the Holy Land. Simple as that. And yeah. Y'all faith will be tested. I say y'all, but once again, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I just know that I know that I have the understanding of the mystery of Babylon, so I can only pray about it. Verse 8. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundations of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and is yet. Because her time is for a time appointed, okay? 3.5 years. And if you ever heard about the Inquisitions, I believe this is what I'm trying to say, the Inquisitions, when the Vatican Church was shoving Christianity down people's throat and was slaughtering them by the thousands. The Vatican Church killed more people and trying to say in Christ's name than any religion, than any Muslim can never do. And when they get their power back, they're gonna go back to their old ways, but it's gonna be way worse than before. Verse 9. This is for all y'all who who still got something to say. Verse 9. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. You say you know who the abomination of desolation is, but just do your research on this one right here. And here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. Now, we already established that the abomination of desolation is the Pope. Where does the Pope sit? in Vatican City. Now, I forget which encyclopedia I was looking in, but do your best to look up Vatican City, and it will tell you that it sits upon 7 mountains. Simple as that. It might say 7 hills. Some say 7 hills. You might be lucky if you get to 7 mountains, but Vatican City sits upon 7 hills, 7 mountains. So the Lord, he's making this clear, but you gotta have wisdom. You have got to have wisdom. You can't be one of them vanity preachers, because all you brothers out there that's saying the abomination happened a while ago, y'all the same brothers who got so much hate in your heart for the white man, and you calling him Esau, and that's not even his biblical name. You steady hating this man, and that hate just brings more problems. And you don't even know who you hating, because the white man is not Esau. The so-called Jewish man, that's Esau, and the white people are the seed of Japheth, the biblical Gentiles. Okay? Genesis 10 and 2 will tell you that. So, let's just humble ourselves, people, and dive in this book. And y'all say y'all got the understanding, but you can never have all the understanding of this book. This is a big book. So I always pray to the Most High that He can increase my knowledge and my wisdom of this book. And He will answer your prayers if you're sincere about it. Revelations 11, verse 2. Revelations 11, verse 2. Because you must understand that these so-called Jewish people, they is going to build that third temple and start sacrificing animals to it. They over there trying to clone and artificially inseminate a red heifer. Because scriptures say the priest must purify himself with the ashes of a red heifer before he enters the temple. And they've been practicing this since the 80s. And they is going to build that third temple. And then the Pope is going to come and say, stop sacrificing. I'm here now. That's what the book says. Don't give your words to me. Revelations chapter 11, verse 2. But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread under foot 42 months. Alright, so basically, the Gentiles are going to be in the holy city during the tribulation period. Okay? And it's going to take away the daily sacrifice from Esau, the so-called Jewish man. But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles. Simple as that. They talking about the temple here, people. The temple is given unto the Gentiles for how long? And they shall tread underfoot 42 months. 42 months, people. Let's go to First of all, you got to understand that the Pope is a Gentile, okay? He's from the seed of Japheth. And they is going to take the daily sacrifice away from Esau. Okay? And Esau, they want the Pope to come over. Same thing with Ismail. They want the Pope to come over. They've been begging since the 80s. So he can be a peacemaker. Do your research, people. Do your research. Second Thessalonians chapter 2, 1 through 12. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor let the letter as from us, as the day of the, nor by letter as from us, as the day of Christ is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. Falling away from the truth, you know. And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Alright, that's the Pope. The Abomination of Desolation, he has to be revealed. Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Come on now, people. Come on now. Read it again, verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Like I said, they're going to build that temple back up over there in Israel, and they're going to start sacrificing to it, and the Pope is going to come and sit in that temple saying he is God. Alright? Verse 5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know which withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until him be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Now, this is the however many times that we read that the Lord is going to destroy this man once he didn't have his reign of 3.5 years, okay? The Lord himself is going to take him out. Verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the workings of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. So who did this abomination get his powers from? Satan. Satan, the devil. Because he's going to be doing some almost miracles and great signs and wonders. You know, going to deceive many. Excuse me. Verse 10. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusions, that they shall believe a lie, that they might be damned who believeth not the truth, but have pleasures in unrighteousness. I seriously doubt all my brothers in the truth out there that's talking about y'all, because if y'all might not understand the abomination of desolation and how to get to the wilderness, but I'm pretty sure y'all will at least die for the word of the Lord. But them other people, they gonna take that mark quick fast. They gonna say, put it in my forehead, not even my hand. Just put it in my forehead. But yeah, people, Christ is gonna take them out. Let's go back to the book of Revelations. I need a Revel phone. I'm talking. Revelations chapter 13. Revelations chapter 13, verse 18. Here's wisdom. Now this verse starts off saying, here's wisdom. We read earlier, I believe it says, what did that say in 17 and 9? I'm going to read it. 17 and 9 says, and here is the mind which has wisdom. That's 17 and 9. But Revelations 13 and 8 starts off saying, here is wisdom. So Christ is pointing, God rather is pointing this man out. So you just got to have wisdom. Pray. Even if you don't agree with this video, that's on you. But I don't see how you cannot. How you gonna go against this? You know, how could you? But even if you don't harden your heart and say, nah, you wrong, brother. Just pray on it. You know, just pray for wisdom. Pray for wisdom. Revelation 13, verse 18. Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Now what is a scorn? Scorn is 20. 3 of those is 6. So its number is 666, people. Revelations 13 and 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Now, ask your elder, how could we count this number? Because if we can count this number, we can point them out right now. But no, they say it happened in 70 AD, so we don't even have to look at that? I don't know. Is that what y'all learning? But ask yourself, people, how can you count a number to get this man and put your finger on him? Because it said it is the number of a man. How could you do that? Well, I'm about to show you how.
Now, peoples. Alright, I said a lot of things today. And this is the internet, people. Just look it up. If you disagree, just look it up. Now, this Abomination of Desolation is the Pope. And we must be looking out for him. Just like Christ told us to do. So, we can make it to the wilderness. And won't have to suffer in the great tribulations. Now let's read this one more time. Revelations 13, verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. That's 666. Now, how we gonna do this is the Abomination of Desolation is the Pope, and that's what we looking for. And we about to count his number and see what it equal to, and see if it's him. Now we're gonna do this by Roman numbers. and letters or whatever. And we're going. And first of all, you must know the Pope title, okay? And Italian, yeah, because he's Italian. Well, I don't know if he's Italian, but I know the title is in Italian because the city of the Vatican City is in Italy, so I know it go by that. I don't know what his nationality is. Let's just say Satan. All right, man. Let's go. The V in Roman letters is 5. The I is 1. The C, 100. The A, 0. The R, 0. The I, 1. The U, 5. The S, 0. Oh yeah, I ain't even read the man's name. The man's title, the Pope title is Vicar Filii. Vicaris Filii. Vicaris Filii. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. I don't want to learn it. Let's just know how to spell it. The F is 0. The I is 1. The L, 50. I, 11. D, 500. E, 0. I, 1. Now we gotta do some adding, people. That's 6. That's 106. 107. That's 112. That's 53. That's 501. So now we do 112, 53, and 501. That's 5, 6, 6, 6. 666, people. The Pope title equals 666. We was told to count this man's name, okay? We was told where this man literally freaking lay his buns, where he sits, people. God told us his name. God told us where he sits. God told us he gonna sit in his temple, saying that he is God in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. And what more do you want, people? What more do you want? That's how you spell it. Filii means vicar of the Son of God, and that means substitute of the Son of God. So with a name like that, how could you worship the substitute of Christ? I don't know.
Okay, let's go back to the book of Daniel, because that's where Christ told us to go. So let's go to the book of Daniel, chapter 11, verse 21. And in his estate shall stand up a vile person, to whom they shall not give the honor of the kingdom, but he shall come in peaceably and obtain the kingdom by flatteries. So how is this guy going to obtain the kingdom? By lies, by trickery, okay? When he sets foot in the Holy Land, he's going to sit in that temple, and he's going to take over, because he's going to have an army behind him. The EU, the 10 freaking crowns, All right, they just got officially assembled not too long ago. He's gonna have the they're gonna put the church, state, and what's the other one? They're gonna put all those together, and he's gonna be in charge of them. And the EU's gonna be right behind him. He's gonna have some real power. So yeah, Daniel's. Let's go to 11:31. And arms shall stand on his part. What is arms? That means an army. He's going to have a great army. And arms shall stand on his part, and they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength, and shall take away the daily sacrifice, and they shall place the abomination that make it desolate. Now, we already got established that they're going to build that third temple up back in Jerusalem and start sacrificing to it. And he's going to say, nope, no need to sacrifice no more. I'm here, the substitute of Christ. And they're going to place the abomination to make it desolate. That's what Christ told us about people. Simple as that. Verse 32, and such do wickedly against the covenant shall he corrupt by flatteries, but the people that do know their God shall be strong and do exploits. And they that understand among the people shall instruct many, yet they shall fall by the sword and by flame, by captivity and by spoil many days. They said by flame. They will die by flame. That's a terrible way to die. So I encourage all y'all out there to find out how to get to the wilderness, because the brothers is teaching that you just going to magically appear in the wilderness. No, that's not true. Salvation is on the line, people. You don't want to be tested with. You don't want to be tested with nothing. Verse 33. Verse 34. Now when they shall fall, they shall be hoping with a little hope, but many shall cleave to them with flatteries. That's taking that mark of the beast. They're going to cleave to them with flatteries. They're going to take that mark and going to be down forever. And some of them of understanding shall fall to try them and to purge and to make them white, even to the time of the end, because it is yet for a time appointed. So, people, this is clearly talking about the tribulation and the end time, because it just said even to the time of the end. So don't let nobody tell you different, that this happened in 70 A.D. or Antiochus did it. First of all, look up Antiochus in history, and right next to his name would say BC. So why would Christ warn you of Antiochus when he had his reign before Christ was even born? So 70 AD in Antiochus, that's out the window right there. The Abomination of Desolation is the Pope, peoples. And don't let anybody else tell you different, because salvation is on the line. Verse 36, and the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods, and shall prosper till the end of the nation be accomplished, for that is determined shall be done. So he going to be speaking blasphemy while he's sitting in that temple. And they say he's going to prosper till the end of the nation be accomplished. So once again, he has a set time to do what he got to do, for that is determined shall be done. And he has a job to do. Verse 37, neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of woman. So the Pope is not even allowed to have a wife. That we know that. So this dude don't even desire women. What man in your right mind? Every man gotta put aside some killing for a woman, you know, like. But this guy right here, he don't want no woman. He just want to be magnified above all. and have people praise him, saying he is God. Verse 37. Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women, nor regard any God, for he shall magnify himself above all. Verse 38. But in his estate shall he honor the God of forces, and a God whom his fathers knew not shall he honor with gold and silver, and with precious stones and pleasant things. So in his estates, he's working with Satan and devil, people. Clear as that. Daniel chapter 12, verse 11. And from that time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. It's 3.5 years, people. That's the tribulation period. I don't know where they came up with this 7.5 years. That's the Pope doctrine right there. That's the doctrine that he got the whole world drunk off of, and that's why Christ got to take them out, because but people is thinking it's gonna be 7.5 years, and they gonna try to leave on the 4th year, but it's gonna be too late. They already in the tribulation. People, they whole doctrine is to deceive people so they won't make it to the wilderness, so they won't keep the commandments, and that's why Christ has to take the Pope out, because everything is coming from him. He speaks blasphemy against God in everything that he does. The Pope has to go. He has to go. He got the whole world drunk. The whole world drunk. He been doing it for years. These popes been doing it. The Pope killed more people trying to say in Christ's name than anybody on the face of the earth. Forget all them genocide. Let me see. The genocide of the Native Americans. Did they do that in Christianity? I wouldn't say that, but there was stories that in the natives in America, lots of them, plenty of them, that they did. If they didn't accept that white Christ, they would be put to death. That's why you see all these silly so-called Spanish people today loving that white Christ. You couldn't even try to take that white Christ away from them. They'll go crazy on you. You know what I'm saying? So and they are so drunk. These Spanish people and Native Americans, they are so drunk with his wine that they don't even realize they Native Americans. They got this Boricua pride, these freaking Puerto Ricans, when 60% of the Puerto Ricans are Taino Indians, Native Americans. They don't even know that anymore. They just think they Spanish. Like, are these natives trying to get back to their roots at all? Do they want to know what language they spoke? They in the same boat as the so-called Negroes. All right, you know why? Because we are the same nation. We are the same people. People don't even want to trace their roots to find out how great they was before they got drunk. That's why this man has to go, because people is just wasted out of their mind. Because the Pope got them drunk. Revelations 13 and 5. Revelations 13 and 5. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast shall both speak and cause that many as will worship not the image of the beast to be killed. Oh, wow. Hey, that's the Pope work right there. That's how the Pope get down. If you're not worshiping him, you're going to be killed. They did it in Europe to their own people. They did it to America, to the native Indians. They did it in Australia to the Aborigines. They did it in Africa to the freaking Hamites. They got the whole world drunk throughout history. And if you're not going what they talking about, you're going to be killed off with your head. Simple as that. That's how the Pope in the Vatican City gets down. And you don't want to be caught up in that. They've been doing it for years, but during this great tribulation, they gonna do it like never was done before. 'Cause he gonna have arms on his part. The whole damn EU army. Everybody's rolling. I'm gonna read that again. 13:5. Revelations 13:5. You know something crazy? Do y'all want to know something crazy? I just read verse 15 and it was going by what I was talking about earlier. But I wrote down Revelation 13:5, and it just happened to line up what I was talking about, and I read the wrong verse. And I was supposed to read 13:5, but I read 15 instead. I didn't even write 15 down. I don't even know where it came from. It just happened to go along with everything I was saying. That is crazy. Thank you, God. I hope y'all. I hope the Lord is working with y'all like He working with me. I hope I can be a light to y'all with this YouTube stuff, 'cause it's amazing how I can see Him working with me. Even something little as that right there. When I was talking about how He just got the world drunk and killed them by the shore and got them drunk. Now they don't even remember who they are anymore. I'm going to read it again. Revelations 13:15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. That's the Pope M.O. right there. That's the Vatican City M.O. People not even hip to the Inquisition. These Latins, these Native Americans, man, they like I said, man, they so wasted and drunk out of their mind. That's obvious. This is why Christ is coming back right here, because He got the whole world drunk, and things are not the same no more. Remember when Native Americans and Aborigines of the Australia was Aborigines, and the Hamites, they was just over there just stinking themselves, just feeling good. No deodorant. But I ain't gonna say the world was peaceful, but people were amongst their own people and their own language, and did. I seen the video on the Taino Indians, and I don't know what Spaniard dude landed in Puerto Rico. I don't know who he was, but I think it was the first ship that landed in Puerto Rico with the Taino Indians. They wrote down that when he seen the people and how they was going about their business, he said they were so happy and always smiling. These are the original dark-skinned Puerto Rican Taino Indians. He said that they were just so happy and smiling, and it just pissed him off. But so what happened? And people don't even know that Jamaica and Haiti, those islands were originally basically the same Taino Indian people were originally on those islands. And what happened was they all committed suicide because they wouldn't accept the beast. They wouldn't accept that white Christ. The Spanish people, they, for the most part, they did not kill the Native Americans on the islands in the Caribbeans. They did not kill them. For the most part, they committed suicide and they killed their kids. I'm not talking about on the mainland. I'm talking about the islands. I read this somewhere that they just killed themselves because their lifestyle was so pleasant, and they wasn't because the Spaniards or the Spanish people, they put them in the mountains and made them mine for gold, like all day, 24/7, all night. They had them in slavery. They don't even know they were slaves today. They don't even know that they love the white man now. They think they is white, but they don't even know they Taino Indians. 60% of them is Taino. But anyway, they were so used to having such a pleasant lifestyle, and their land was so rich, and they never needed nothing. And when the white people came and put that yoke of iron around their neck, they said, "I'd rather die." And most of the people, the native Indians on the islands, they committed suicide. So thou shalt not kill, but if you don't want to go into slavery and you don't want to accept that beast, you better murk yourself. Real talk, because I'm not trying to go through that 3.5 years. And yeah, the original verse I was supposed to read was Revelation 13:5, which was Revelation 13:5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Excuse me. Now, a mouth given to him speaking great things. Now, what is this mouth of him speaking great things? It's pure blasphemy. Pure blasphemy. He tell you to remember Christ's birth. But Christ said, remember my death. Alright. How long was 42 months, people, that this man has his power in verse 5? 3.5 years, once again. 3.5 years. So, if you have any understanding, like the book says, it clearly points out the Pope in Vatican City. And like I said, I don't know if I said this earlier, but I'm going to try to put some links up, but if I forget, ask me about them. And I can show you at least 3 videos of these Gentile white people saying, yeah, Vatican City is the whore of Revelation 17. Three different videos. And one of these videos, numerous people from the 14, 15, 1600s was saying this, okay? And like the other two, they're more modern videos. But the first one, they knew that this guy was the abomination back in the 1400s, okay, people? So this is nothing new, alright? Brothers is waking up. Well, guess what? They not fully woke. But you know what I think it is, and something that I just might have to accept the fact. Just like when you come in the truth, you want to tell your mother or your brother or your sister or even your best friend that guess what, y'all? We not no niggers. We not no niggas. We Hebrew Israelite, God's chosen people. And when they just look at you like you crazy and say, no, get away from me. I'm a Christian. I'm a Jehovah's Witness. God did away with the Jews. And your mouth just dropped to the ground. But you must understand, the word wasn't meant for them. Because Christ said he was going to come and divide up households and split them up and turn the mother against the mother-in-law and the father against the son. And believe me, since I came into this truth, my family, they looking at me a certain way. It's like they mad at me because I don't eat pork anymore. It's just like, why? They hate me because I say, nah, I'm chilling today. Today's Saturday. But it's just crazy. Like, they despising me, man, because I'm trying to keep the laws. Now, where was I going with this? 13:5. I don't know where I was going. Oh yeah. Dang, I got all off track. Now, I was saying like it might be a shock when you tell your loved ones that we are Israelites, not the bywords that the other nation call us, and it might be a disappointment to you when they reject you and keep on with their ways. But what you must understand is the word is not meant for them. And same thing with this abomination and desolation in the wilderness and your brothers in the truth. When you come to your brothers in the truth, and it's like they're not even praying anymore for the Most High to increase their knowledge. Like, it's so many books out there we haven't read yet to that matches up with the Bible, you know. Even if you an elder, you still gotta pray for the Most High to increase your knowledge, because this is a big book. So when you might go to somebody like them and say, "Hey, man, the abomination of desolation is this right here, and we must do this to get to the wilderness," and they look at you and are like, "Nah, I'm gonna keep with my same ways. The abomination of desolation is this, is that." It's similar to the feeling for me when I told my loved ones we was Israelites, you know, and how they just shut you down and say, "No, I'm gonna stick with my ways." But I believe it's Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3. It says Israel don't even consider. Say they said God said a ass, a donkey knows his master, but Israel won't even consider. So that's all I'm asking y'all, man. God said we don't even consider. You won't even consider you an Israelite. Are you drunken people out there going to church on Sunday? Y'all won't even consider y'all Israelites. And all you brothers in the truth, y'all won't even consider this abomination of desolation. If anything, I should have started the video off with Isaiah 1 and 3. Because brothers in the truth, they won't even consider this abomination of desolation. And you know who it mainly is? It's the street prophets, man. Because first of all, they got so much hate in their heart, man. And I'm so happy, like, I departed from that, man. Like, it's amazing how when I released the hate in my heart, God was like, "All right, cool. Now I'm going to show you this right here." And gave me new pastors and new preachers. And they were, it's much more holier, man, real talk. I don't hear them saying the white man is the devil. I'm hearing them saying the white man is the Gentile, the seed of Japheth. Okay? And salvation came to the seed of Japheth and not the Hamites. And they can still have salvation. Yes, sir. So I think that's the basics right there. First of all, we got to release this hate out our heart. And maybe God might allow you to go to the wilderness. Because even if you keep in the commandments, because I can read right here that Revelations 12 and 17, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. So in the tribulation period, even if you keep the commandments, you didn't make it to the wilderness. And you did something wrong. And you got to ask yourself, damn, what did I do wrong? Did I have it wrong about the white man and I was calling him the devil and I had too much hate in my heart for him and God didn't allow me to make it to the wilderness? I don't know, but you got to start somewhere, because if God didn't have you go to the wilderness, you did something wrong. Simple as that. And I just want to do my part, man, because I believe Well, I know that I got the truth on this one. I got the truth on this one. And I have to. I gotta share it with my peoples. And it sucks that I'm basically the only one in my family in this truth. And I gotta pour out my soul on YouTube. And I can't keep the Sabbath with no loved ones. Yeah. But I hope somebody get some understanding. Cause I would love to see y'all in the wilderness. They'll be like, you TikTok Israel? I'll be like, yeah, man. Let's go to the banana tree or pick some oranges. It's like we're in the Garden of Eden again. It's beautiful out here. You know? Because I believe it's Psalm 91 said the wilderness is going to be, it's going to be great. And I need a vacation. I don't know about y'all, but I be getting my ass kicked at work. Like, I be at work. I be ready to cry. Real talk. I don't want to go to work, but I gotta go every day, and it's hard. But I got 2 more verses, then I'm done. I had to was I testifying or just keeping it real? I don't know, but Revelations 20 verse 10. Revelations 20 verse 10. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. Now, it clearly said right there that the false prophet is in the lake of fire. And if you read Revelation 17, the false prophet got the whole world drunk. So he very much deserves to go in there because he has been very, very naughty. So ask yourself, people, if the false prophet is in the lake of fire, who is this false prophet? And why is he in there? And what was he teaching? And did I have any part of his teachings? Is it on me, his teachings? You know? You got to ask yourself these questions. You got to ask yourself. Revelations 19 verse 20. Revelations 19 verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet, that worked miracles before him, which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast. Revelations 19 verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that worked miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire, burning with brimstone. So it tells you a couple of times that the false prophet is going into the lake of fire. And we read a couple of times that Christ is going to take the false prophet out and send him to the lake of fire. So that is the lesson, peoples. The false prophet, a.k.a. the Abomination of Desolation, a.k.a. Vicarious Philly Die, a.k.a. the Pope. He's the Abomination of Desolation that Christ told us to look for in Matthew's 24th chapter. And when you see him, look for some transportation.